Good morning. You are listening to the Coach's Corner on KYNT. Let's go to the voice of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles, Bryce Ladwig.
Good morning. This is the Coach's Corner. I'm Bryce Ladwig. Thank you for joining us here, 1019 Broadway Avenue. The KYNT Studios are sponsored by SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. The coaches today joined us on the Pizza Ranch phone line. Pizza Ranch. For legendary chicken and the best pizza, it's Yankton Pizza Ranch. Call 665-1222 or visit them on Broadway. All right, pack show as always here in the spring as the spring sports are concluding right before our eyes. Caught up with a bunch of coaches yesterday, including Coach Ryan Haig of Yankton Bucks Tennis. Their season just ended yesterday in the state tournament. Coach Jill Muth, Yankton Gazelles Softball. Their season's winding down. The Sodak 16 around the corner. Coach Drew Lawrence of Yankton Bucks Baseball. They're in regions today, so playoffs are here. And, of course, Coach Jeff Gross, Yankton Track and Field. No, I did not forget about Gazelles Golf. I caught up with Coach Brett Syme off air. Decided we'll skip a week because the main point of our conversation would have been the Brookings invite, which was canceled due to air quality on Thursday, those Canadian wildfires. So no results to talk about, but ESD will be around the corner for the Yankton Gazelles. And as always, best of luck to them. I will talk to Coach Brett Syme next week's show and recap the ESD, get you all ready for the state tournament as well. We'll take our first break here on the Coach's Corner, come back, and let's get things kicked off with Coach Jeff Gross of Yankton Track and Field. This is the Coach's Corner on Yankton's home team, KYNT.
SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab in Yankton has a newer research-based mindset when it comes to treating musculoskeletal aches and pains. We take the time to figure out where the pain is coming from and educate our patients on what they can do to improve their functional range of motion. We administer a range of treatments and preventative approaches that are customized to each individual patient and their health goals. Visit us on our website at swatchiropracticandrehab.com. When you need to feel better, visit SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab out by the lake on West Highway 52.
FNBO is the great big small bank, and for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
Hello, here's to welcoming moments, big and small, embracing the unexpected, savoring life. At Avera, our nationally recognized health system will be right here with you, ready for anything. We listen to your goals and help you achieve them with care and coverage. We'll move you forward through sickness and health and every milestone in between. Avera, moving health forward. Learn more at avera.org/forward.
Truxedo, a real truck company, has new job opportunities for you. We are searching for motivated candidates to fill a variety of roles, including production assemblers on our Wednesday and weekend shifts, as well as an industrial engineer and mechanical engineer. Truxedo offers a positive and team-oriented environment with many perks and benefits. Come seek the new opportunities Truxedo has for you. Visit truxedo.com/careers to apply. And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. Yesterday, I had a chance to catch up with Coach Jeff Gross on the Pizza Ranch phone line. Yankton Track and Field, they had a busy week. They had the ESD meet earlier in the week and the last chance meet on Thursday. The last chance to qualify for state for those athletes. That was at Williams Field at Yankton High School. We'll jump right into that conversation. It's a longer one as we had 2 big events to cover. Here's my conversation with Coach Jeff Gross. All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. Let's start talking Yankton Track and Field with Coach Jeff Gross. Coach, you have been a busy coach with a very busy track and field team. The ESD meet back on the 13th, And then on Thursday, the last chance meet at Williams Field at Yankton High School. This last stretch of the season is going by very fast, I would assume, correct?
It always does, but yeah, it seems like you prepare mentally for it and physically, and the kids are peaking and performing incredibly well. But boy, yes, it's quite a rush here at the end of the season. As we're speaking here, we're kind of wrapped up the ESD meet, decompressing from that. We had a great performances last night at the last chance meet here. We're recording this on a Friday, so that was on Thursday night, and then we're prepping for the state meet and trying to get entries in and just all of that kind of stuff. It's kind of a stressful time, but a good stress, because you just want to make sure you get kids into the right spots. And with the entry process, you just want to assure that you get the kids in there, because if you make a mistake there, it's there's no making up for it as a coach. The kids have worked hard all year, and we just want to make sure we get the kids where they need to be, because we've had an absolutely phenomenal year. Coaches, assistant coaches have been fantastic. With me coming in here as the new guy on the block, there's different challenges that come up, of course, whenever there's new things, both from a leadership side and from a program side. But it's just been an absolutely phenomenal year. The kids and the coaches have bought in, and it's been very personally rewarding for me and enjoyable, and it's what I expected when I got here, and that's what the Yankton school district and community has delivered on. So kind of off on a tangent there, but this next week is one of the culminating events that we've been preparing for all year.
It's all about dotting the I's and crossing the T's, right, this time of the year, and that's what's happening. And, yeah, you're right, state tournament round. It's almost over, Coach. It just seems that, from the outside looking in, we don't have to keep talking about how long the season is, but it just seems that it's gone by pretty fast. But it
goes very quickly, very quickly. It's been an odd season with the weather, but here we are ready to go. And you said dot the I's and cross the T's. Right now, I think I'm crossing my I's and dotting the T's, because it gets to be a busy time.
Well, let's talk about the ESD meet, Coach. That was back on the 13th. The Gazelles finished 4th as a team. The Bucks finished 5th. And we'll get into individual results, but just kind of the 30,000-foot view of the team's performance. Kind of thoughts on that, Coach?
A very competitive conference, of course, in the ESD. You've got a couple of the larger schools in Harrisburg and Brandon that, just with a numbers game, they just have more resources of students to pull from. But our kids did an incredible job competing. We had a lot of PRs. Girls, we finished right in that 4th place spot where we were kind of thinking if things panned out, that's where we'd be. Some schools, you look at where they were predicted to be. For instance, Pier, both on the girls and the boys side, they kind of snuck up on me a little bit. They got a lot of points in the field events, for instance. They've got both boys and girls throwers that accumulated a lot of points there. But our girls competed well and did a lot of exciting things there. On the boys side, it was very tight in that middle of the pack. Our boys finished 5th, but we had a couple of things happen throughout the day that cost us a few points. And if those things don't happen, we move up to 3rd. So that's how close it was in there. And those things happen. You live and you learn from them, and you move on. And that's really all you can do. This is educational athletics. And one of our themes and mantras for the year is iron sharpens iron. And we continue to get out the honing stone, or whatever analogy you want to use. And we continue to, sharpen ourselves as coaches and sharpen ourselves as athletes and as a program. We learn from those and we move on. So.
Well, love to hear that. And as you and I usually do, let's go over some top results, and I'll kind of lead you through. Tierney Falk led the Gazelles. She won the long jump with a distance of 17.7 and finishing 3rd in the triple jump, the 100-meter hurdles, and 300-meter hurdles. What a day for her.
Yeah, Tierney has been a stalwart all year. She's just a humble, quiet, a quiet leadership that she has about her. She's there every day working hard, whether that be on the track or in the field events. To place in 4 events, and I did the math. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I think she scored 34 points for us at the conference track meet. Or my math's off there a little bit. 28 points at the conference meet. I mean, that is an incredible performance, and she could pull that same thing off at the state meet. She loves track and field. She's looking for options to compete this summer. She's going to go compete next year at University of Sioux Falls. There's not a finer young lady that you'd want to coach. And I know our assistant coaches feel the same way, both in the field events and in the track events that she's in. She's just one of those athletes that you wish you could put in more than 4 events. So Tierney's absolutely primed here, and she's going to get what she has worked for at the state meet, and it's just exciting to see that.
Shea Rumsey also took home an event victory. She took first place in the 400-meter run.
Yep. I tell you what, Shea is primed and ready to go too. She had a great run. The event, in my mind, it kind of started her out on this little rampage that she's going on in the 400 meters right now. She had an incredible run at Howard Wood Relays in the anchor leg of the mile relay. And she went out against one of the best quarter milers in the state. I say one of the best because she's the other one. At Brandon Valley there at the ESD meet, she went out, kind of mixed up the strategy a little bit, really attacked the first 300, developed a gap between her and the Wency girl from Brandon Valley. And Wency just didn't have enough time to come back and get her. We might have to mix up that strategy a little bit at the state, because I'm sure Wency will do something to counter that at the state meet. I think that's something that people don't understand. There is some gamesmanship. There is strategy that is involved in running any track event. And Shea ran very well, like I said, at ESD, and also at the Last Chance last night. She had 2 splits in the medley relay and then in the mile relay that both in the 56s, and depending on who was clicking the watch, could have been in the 55. So she is ready to go for the state track meet in both her opens and whatever relays we happen to use her in. So that's exciting.
Seniors Hope Lesher, Sydney Sirk, they had a chance also earned top 8 finishes across their events to medal in their last ESD meet. That's a big deal.
Very big deal. Very excited for Hope. Hope is a quality student athlete. She's going to go and participate in track at the college level next year at Gustavus Adolphus in St. James. I can't remember where it's at in Minnesota there. It's on the way to
St. Peter,
you
right?
would know better than I do. St. Peter, yes.
Yep.
And so we have such a good hurdle core of Tierney, you mentioned earlier, Olivia Dimmer, and Kiera Chris. And Hope is in that mix as well. The problem is we only get to compete 3 at a lot of events. So those girls have a really strong bond. They're always cheering for each other. And it's just exciting to see her get, what she deserves as well with Hope. And Sydney has been performing for us all year. She's really picking up her half times here, 800 meter times. And again, just a phenomenal student athlete. So.
And then Austin Goebel, Cody Oswald, they had impressive days to lead the Bucks. Oswald posted a personal best time in the 110-meter hurdles, 14.74 seconds, which puts him second in the state.
Yep. Cody, another athlete who's getting what he deserves. He's put in the work, had a frustrating end to last year's season at the state track meet. Hit one on the ESD meet that absolutely, he knocked it out of the park. Yesterday at the Last Chance meet, kind of struggled a little bit, but battled through to finish the hurdles there. Cody's the type of athlete that's going to work through that, learn from that, and it's just going to make him that much more hungry to execute at the state meet, and excited to see what Cody does.
And then Goebel took first in the 100, second in the long jump, third in the 200, and was part of Yankton's second place 1,600-meter relay team alongside Cooper Grotenheis, Nate Schoenfelder, and Rugby Riken. Busy day for Goebel.
Again, as you watch track events, Austin in the 100-meter dash, again, yes, it's only a race that only lasts basically a split second when you think about it. It's only 11 seconds, hopefully at the longest. But he absolutely battled and beat some really good runners in that 100-meter dash. It was just a very cool experience to have both back-to-back win the 110-meter hurdles and the 100-meter dash there with Cody and Austin.
Dylan Payer took first place in the 1,600-meter run and the 3,200-meter relay alongside Carson Conway, Oliver Dooley, and Nate Schoenfelder.
Yep, that 2-mile relay, Coach Kate Savvy's doing an incredible job working our distance runners. They ran a great time of 8:04, if I remember correctly. A little off what they ran at Howard Wood, but it's just a different environment at the ESD meet like that. The first 3 runners got our anchor runner into a position where he could kind of strike from. And, obviously a team effort there that those first 3 guys got him into position, and he was able to finish it there at the end. So mile relay at the state meet, or the 2-mile relay, is going to be an incredibly competitive event at the state meet. Jefferson, O'Gorman, Brookings, ourselves. It's going to be a fun race to watch. I still don't have the state meet schedule memorized in my mind with this new 3-day meet, but I think that's one of the highlights of the second day, if I remember correctly. No, actually, that's the first event that kicks off the whole thing. So that's going to be an awfully fun way to get going on the state meet.
And Coach, I know that the school wants you to, teach or whatever. So we'll run through the last chance meet as we're recording this on Friday. I'm going to combine some stuff here, but that was yesterday. Again, recording this Friday, so Thursday, Williamsfield. Before we get into these results quickly, how was the atmosphere? I was there for a while at Williamsfield, pretty packed house.
Yep, and it was just weird with the smoke and everything. Being in Yankton, I'm kind of thinking that maybe it was the ghost of Smokey Joe Mendel that was there. I'm not sure, but we'll have to call it the Smokey Joe Relays from now on, and it was literally that way. But it was a really cool environment. A lot of compliments from visitors on our facilities, on the way the meet is run, and that goes beyond. I mean, as I walked into the facility yesterday, I ran into somebody that said, we are always excited to come to Yankton just because of the way things work here in the venue, and very proud of that facility and just the way things work over there.
Rugby Reich and Dylan Payer led the Bucks. They posted their fastest times of the season in a pair of events. Excuse me. Reichen won the 400-meter run with a time of 49.72. His first time under 50 seconds this year. Payer set a personal best in the 800 as he won the event with a time of 1 minute and 55.06 seconds.
Yep, a couple of great races there by both those guys. Also in the quarter, we had other great performances. Nate Schoenfelder rises to the occasion there, ran his first open under 52. I know he's very proud of that. And then in the half, in the 800, Carson Conway and again Nate Schoenfelder were right in the mix there. We also threw Rugby Reichen in there, kind of as a training thing, but he ran a 2:04, which is a great time. He had a very short recovery time from the 400, and running that time, he finished 24th. That's how fast those 3 heats of the boys' 800-meter dash were. So, kind of a mini state track meet for us here on Thursday night.
Tierney Falk, again, another good day. Posted a pair of top 5 finishes in individual events. She took 3rd in the 300 hurdles and 4th in the 100 hurdles.
Yep. Kind of talked about Tierney already, and obviously the opinion doesn't change about her. She's just constant in. Whenever you need her, she answers the bell.
Consistency, right? That's what it is.
Yeah.
The Gazelles also ran well in the relay events, as I'm about to combine a lot of names here because I want to get their names out there. 4 relay teams finished top 3. Sydney Cirque, Gracie Gutzman, Olivia Dimmer, Shay Rumsey won the 1600. The team of Cirque, Dimmer, Rumsey, and September Rauch took 3rd in the 800. And the Gazelles squad of Jocelyn Elwood, Charlie Madsen, Izzy Thiessen, and Ayana Becker were 3rd in the 400.
Yep. Kind of interesting and nice. We got to bring up our middle school team there, and they did a really nice job. They won the ESD 4x100 meter relay, and then they improved their time yesterday. So want to congratulate those girls, and whether they continue to compete with us this year, we're not sure yet, but they'll definitely be having some success in the high school ranks coming up, and just trying to get them a taste of what things would be like.
Well, Coach, most people would say the stage of track and field would be Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls. That's where the state track and field championships are taking place, the 25th through the 27th. I guess, we started with kind of a 30,000-foot question or kind of an overview, and I guess I'm asking for the same for a preview. Just kind of the state championships, attitude of the team. How does everyone feel going to that stage? It's not like it's a new stage to the team, but it's a big one.
Yeah, things shake out differently. We got more teams in the mix at the state meet on both the girls and the boys side. We think we've got some incredible chances to get some places on the track, in the hurdles, in the field events. It's just another time for kids to perform. It's a time for coaches to strategize, get kids in the right spots. It's going to be an awfully fun weekend next weekend. I haven't looked at the extended forecast, so I'm hoping it's good weather, of course. But we'll go and compete and do whatever we need to do. And for me personally, this is my first time working in this 3-day meet environment, so I'm excited to see that. As I look at the schedule, you begin to understand why there were such great performances at the state meet last year, because the schedule is pretty well put together to be conducive for athletes to perform. So we're just excited about being able to attend, and hopefully, if things go right, we can get both of our boys and our girls up on the podium to finish in the top 6 and bring home a plaque. If we don't and we perform our best, we're happy with that as well. But our kids have had an incredible year, and that's attributed to the community, to the school, to the coaching staff, to their parents. It takes a village to get these things done, and it's just been a very enjoyable year.
Well, it's been very enjoyable to cover track and field, Coach. It's not done yet. I'm looking forward to talking about the state championship next week. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you, Bryce, for your coverage all year.
Again, that was my conversation with Coach Jeff Gross of Yankton Track and Field. Thanks to him for taking the time to join me on the Pizza Ranch phone line, and best of luck to the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles at the state championships at Howard Wood Field Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's going to be a huge event up in Sioux Falls. Always is. That is that's where it happens, at Howard Wood in the state championship. We'll take a break here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
Spring is the perfect time of year to start upgrading your home, and what better place to start than with your garage doors? This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Home improvement season is here. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
Olson Pest Technicians is a family-owned business since 1966, and with over 50 years of pest management, they understand your issues, and their well-trained team will help you solve your pest problems. Issues with cockroaches, ants, bedbugs, bats, termites, spiders, rats, mice, or other creepy crawling pests? Give your home a fresh start and use the proven method of fumigation to take care of your pest problem. Olson's Pest Technicians will thoroughly get rid of pests so you can rest easy again. Call Olson Pest today, 800-KILL-BUG. That's 1-800-KILBUGS.
Think about how people really see you. The kid at the drive-thru just sees a coffee drinker.
Please pull forward.
Your local barista sees the person who loves a smiley face in their latte.
See you next time.
It's kind of the same way with insurance. Other insurance companies just see a customer, but a State Farm agent sees more. They see you as a neighbor. Your State Farm agent is here to get to know who you really are, so they can help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Rhonda Westland at 665-4411 today to learn more.
Small businesses are the backbone of our community. CoreTrust helps your business thrive with checking, online bill pay, small business loans, credit card processing, local approval and support for government grants and loans, investments to grow your hard-earned assets, and insurance to protect them. All from CoreTrust, the community bank that's right down the street and everywhere you want us to be. Visit CoreTrustBank.com today.
Member FDIC.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. Let's talk Yankton Bucks tennis. Yes, they just finished up their state tournament in Sioux Falls yesterday afternoon, and I caught up with Coach Ryan Haig following the state tournament. This will be our last time talking to Coach Haig this season. Joining us on the Pizza Ranch phone line. We'll jump right into that conversation. All right, let's start talking Yankton Bucks tennis for the final time this season, as Yankton Bucks just finished up their state tournament bid in Sioux Falls yesterday afternoon as this is playing, and be joined by Coach Ryan Haig on the Pizza Ranch phone line. Coach, obviously every single team wants to finish first, but fifth place finish for the Yankton Bucks. That is a successful season. Congratulations to you and the team.
Yeah, appreciate it. Back up in the double A's again this year after a couple of years down at the A level. And, we know that, you're playing with the big boys when you get up there in the double A. And when you have teams like Sioux Falls, Lincoln and O'Gorman and Sioux Falls, Washington, let's face it, some of the ESD schools are kind of fighting for the best of the rest. So, I thought the guys did a fantastic job competing this weekend. Only one ESD team finishing in front of us. Which was Harrisburg, who absolutely played lights out over this course this weekend. So congratulations to them. But our guys, worked their tails off for a couple days on the courts, and I know it was a pretty quiet ride home. I can tell you that.
Well, and everyone's disappointed when they want to do the best they can, but obviously really good finishes for all the Yankton Bucks, really. And we'll just kind of go through them, Coach, if you don't mind. We'll start with. Yeah. Zach Briggs, he finished fourth, I believe. Yeah, fourth place finish. And his first loss was to eventual champion Rocky McKenzie out of Sioux Falls, Lincoln. And that is a trend with a lot of these Yankton Bucks we're going to start talking about from all the flights, is a lot of them lost to the eventual champion of that bracket or maybe the runner-up, just showing you how stacked that bracket really is.
Yeah, Zach, he's our number one. He's the best we got, and he played very high level tennis all season long, and that continued right on into the state tournament. And he worked his tail off. But Rocky McKenzie is that you mentioned. He's on a level all by himself in South Dakota right now. He's the premier player in the state of South Dakota at any level, and so when you match up against him. You just have to have everything go exactly perfect, and you have to hope that he's having a really bad day to even have a chance. And he was not having a bad day, and Zach gave it his all, but in the reality of things, just doesn't quite have the firepower, to get past Rocky.
And then in the second flight, Harrison Kraske also finished fourth, and the same story there. Did lose to eventual champion Drew Goal out of Sioux Falls, Lincoln again, and he had one heck of a season too. Kraske did.
For sure, Harrison. He's a grinder. He's that kid is about as mentally tough as they come, and Harrison just fought and clawed and dug his way for every single point and never gives up, and it shows in his results. He had a fantastic season. There's a couple of those Sioux Falls guys that just are tough to get around, but Harrison can compete with just about anybody, and had a very quality season. Just a freshman, going to be back for a lot of years, and is going to set a lot of records along the way for Yankton tennis.
Christopher Rockney fell in the fifth place finals, finishing sixth, but really nice tournament for him as well. A lot of the Bucks just seem, I look at the scores here too, Coach, that a lot of them were in just about all their matches.
Yeah, for sure. And Chris is one of those, again, another one of those freshmen at the state tournament for the very first time. And, you got to kind of go into the state tournament kind of eyes wide shut. And, because, when you get put in some of those pressure situations that any state tournament is going to put you in, unless you've been there before, anything can happen. And Chris, was a little bit disappointed, I think, the way he performed maybe in the very last match. But, Chris, like many of our guys, placed higher than what their seed was. I think Chris came in at an 8 or 9 seed and finished in 6th place. So finishing 2 or 3 places above his seed, he really had a fantastic tournament. And Chris really turned it on in the second half of the season. The first half of the season, he was in a lot of close matches, but just kind of couldn't quite turn the corner and come out on the winning end of things. And in the second half of the season, those types of things changed. And and just that second half of the season really helped propel him into the state tournament. And Chris is going to be a very confident player for us. He comes from a tennis family and knows how to play the game. And when his confidence comes around and he gets a little experience like he had this year, watch out for this kid in the next few years.
Then Miles Kraske came in as a 5 seed, finished 3rd, and in that 3rd place finals defeated Justin Remmers out of Watertown. So that was a nice ESD battle.
Yeah, for sure. And Miles is one of those guys that he's our veteran on the team. He's a junior this year. We'll get him back for one more year. And but when you take a guy like Miles Kraske, who's been on the tennis court now for several years, and you combine that with the experience that Miles gets playing all over the world at badminton, you can't put him in any situation that he hasn't seen. You cannot put him in any situation that has more pressure than what he's already faced all over the world. And so, he is just a tough out for anybody. He proved that, coming in as a 4 or 5 seed and placing 3rd place. He upset a couple guys along the way. And anytime you put Miles Kraske on the other line than you are, and you got to look across that net and you see him, you're in for a dogfight.
Jack Pedersen finished 6th, fell in the 5th place finals. And looking at his scores again, just another Yankton Buck out there battling.
Yeah, again, another one out there battling, and another freshman on the court at the state tournament for the very first time. And he's just sucking up every little bit of experience he can, and he's like a sponge, and just learning from the beginning to the end. And he's going to take those experiences, and he's going to bring them into next season and be a much better player than he was this season. And when Jack gets some confidence in himself and his abilities, the confidence that his coaches and I see in him, watch out for the kid, because he is one heck of an athlete. He's a big, fast, strong kid that when his confidence starts pouring on, he is going to be a tough out for anybody standing on the opposite side of the net. That's for sure.
And maybe when you're looking at the places that the Yankton Bucks finish individually, he wouldn't be near the top. He'd technically be on the bottom, but the good news is Ethan Marsh finished as the finalist in the consolation side of the bracket. So you open up the tournament with a loss. That's tough, but then he wins out. That's just a really great way to end a state tournament.
For sure, and Ethan is one of those guys that, he was kind of in the lineup and out of the lineup and all over the lineup. He played 4 singles for us at the ESD tournament, just stepping into a hole left by Miles Kraske, and did that willingly, knowing that he was going to be in over his head a little bit as far as the flight level that he was at. And he does that with a smile on his face. And I tell you what, there's nobody on the team that keeps a more positive attitude than Ethan Marsh. And, that positive attitude when he was asked to, be the number 6 going into the state tennis tournament, that positive attitude helped propel him to his finish. And I tell you what, Ethan Marsh played his best tennis at the state tournament, hands down. He was not only in singles, but in doubles. And, when you ask a kid like that who's never been there, again, another freshman, first time experience at the state tournament, when you see him respond to that pressure at that with that little experience that he's had, the future is very bright for Ethan Marsh.
And then doubles, not to just jumble them all together, but 5th place semis finish, and then I'm looking at. Oh, actually, we will just take it by double if you don't mind. So the team of Zachary Briggs and Harrison Kraske, they fell in the championship quarters and then fell in the 5th place finals, finishing at 6th. What do you talk about there a couple days there, Coach?
Yeah, they're, to be honest with you, those are the guys right there. They're not going to be probably particularly happy with, the way they played at the state tournament. They ran into a couple very tough teams, a couple teams that we had beaten earlier in the season. And, they struggled a little bit, let's be honest. They didn't play perfect tennis, but they have spoiled us all year long, those two guys. And, those guys have played such high level tennis that, you kind of forget sometimes that they are just a freshman and a sophomore. And you forget that, hey, sometimes, sometimes you just don't bring the A game. And although these guys played their hearts out, the couple of teams and Brandon and Harrisburg played lights out against them. And so credit those guys. They stepped up to the plate knowing that they better bring their A game when they line up across the net from Zach and Harrison. But, Zach and Harrison are going to be back for a number of years for us, and they're going to be one heck of a handful for anybody next 2 or 3 years.
And then the team of Rockney and Pedersen, they fell in the 5th place semis. And then the team of Miles Kraske and Ethan Marsh, they fell in the 5th place finals, Coach.
Yeah, and again, these guys they're all playing at or above their seeds. And, even though, it was a tough day too for us, we knew that going in. And, it's a testament to the work that they put in on day one to get themselves to that spot, knowing that on day two, you're going to run into some guys that you're definitely the underdog in. And, with Jack and Chris, as we've mentioned multiple times, just freshmen playing together for the first time. Those guys, I think it's been a long time. If we look back in the history of Yankton tennis, it's probably been a very long time since we put 2 freshmen on the court together at 2 doubles. And it happens quite a bit at 3 doubles. It probably doesn't happen very often, or if ever, at 1 doubles. But, we're putting 2 freshmen together, and that says a lot about the confidence that we have in them, and the level of tennis that we know that they can put on the court. And, we saw glimpses of greatness out of them throughout the year. When those guys get it figured out and can put full tennis matches together with confidence, those guys are going to be a dangerous duo. And same with Ethan and Miles. Again, that's a team that we kind of had to manipulate throughout the season, so they didn't get a whole lot of court time together. So I believe coming in the state tournament, they might have had 8 matches together all season. And, those guys, they played great. Ethan played the best doubles tennis I've ever seen him play in a couple of those matches. And, I think that's a testament also to Miles. Miles understands that he kind of needs to be the court general out there, and he does a fantastic job, really playing to Ethan's strengths so that their team can perform at the highest level possible.
Coach, usually at the end of the season, we'll say, all right, let's talk a little bit about the seniors and things of that nature. Well, that's not the case with the Yankton Bucks. So instead, is kind of what are you looking for them to improve on their own in the off season? Obviously, with the great facilities that they have access to in Yankton, it's kind of what are you expecting out of these Yankton Bucks?
Well, it's not so much what I'm expecting. It's, I know what's going to happen. Those guys are going to hit the courts here in the summertime. They're going to hit the courts throughout the winter. We've got a great off-season program that, that these guys kind of participate in. And, they definitely have some things to work on. There's no doubt about it. One of the big advantages to the game of tennis at any level, whether it's singles or doubles, is a big serve. And I think our guys realize that, serving is an area that we can definitely improve on. And those guys go and they put some time in working on their serve and things like that. It's just going to do nothing but elevate their game to that next level and make them even more difficult out next season.
Well, Coach, I just want to say I appreciate the time that you've taken all season to talk to us here on the Coaches Corner. And just, again, congratulations to you and all of the Yankton Bucks on a successful season. It's been really fun to keep track of you guys, and all the way from the beginning when you're just wondering if you're ever going to play tennis again outside to all the way through the state tournament. It's been an honor, and I appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for the time and coverage, Bryce. We appreciate you.
Again, that was my conversation with Coach Ryan Haig of Yankton Bucks Tennis. Caught up with him on Friday evening, actually, following the state tournament up in Sioux Falls. Congratulations to the Yankton Bucks on their season, finishing 5th. Sioux Falls Lincoln took home the team title. Let's take a break here on the Coach's Corner.
Do you have dry, sore, or irritated eyes? If so, you may have dry eye. At Vision Care Associates, we offer a simple, fast, and non-surgical procedure to treat black glands in your eyelids that can help your eyes to feel comfortable again. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Fieser to find out about dry eye treatment with our newest technology.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MTRC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. MTRCSmithInsurance.com.
At Triple Time Rudy's, you get convenient access to quality fuel products. Plus, you'll also find quality South Dakota products like Dimmock cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. With a local-friendly feel and unique product offering, Triple Time Rudy's is your local convenience store that supports schools and events and provides fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers. For all of your daily fill-ups and convenience needs, pull into Triple Time Rudy's at 17th and Broadway.
Buying or selling your home is one of the biggest decisions you may make in your lifetime. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and I'm ready to help guide you with professional advice from before the listing until after the close. Not only will you get real estate knowledge, but also we provide moving boxes and an enclosed courtesy trailer to help make the move just a little easier. Call me today at 664-5555.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I had a chance to catch up with Coach Jill Muth of Yankton Gazelles softball yesterday afternoon. They dropped their last couple contests, senior night versus Sioux Falls Lincoln on the 16th, and then they were on the road at Sioux Falls Jefferson Thursday evening. They lost that one 8-4. Currently sitting 8th in the SODAC 16 standings, or the Class AA standings, I guess, but right now they would be the 8th team in the SODAC 16 standings to host, but right now we are watching Rapid City Stevens. They have a couple games left, and they could surpass the Yankton Gazelles. We'll see how that turns out. But here's a conversation I had with Coach Jill Muth of Yankton Gazelles softball yesterday afternoon. All right, let's start talking Yankton Gazelles softball with Coach Jill Muth, recording this Friday afternoon. And Coach, we last talked to each other at the senior night, Yankton Gazelles softball. That was against Sioux Falls Lincoln. That ended up in a 5-4 loss with a big surge at the end of the game. Just to kind of recap that matchup, that was just an excellent, Lardy just kind of said it, but a surge by the offense and really just showed the grit of this team.
Yeah, Lincoln has a fantastic pitcher, and, we got down 5-1 and played really well. I mean, I think the 5 runs they scored was in the innings that we had errors. So, I mean, really, it was a really good game, by both pitchers that night. And just unfortunately, we gave them those 5 runs on a couple of errors, and just, that's what makes the difference in a game. But I'm trying to remember, I think, did we do most of our rally with 2 outs again? I think so, man. We got out,
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
we've done that all year. Gotten runs and rallies with 2 outs, and just continued to do that. In fact, we did that last night against Jefferson as well. But anyway, and we had some walks, and we got a couple balls that Ellie hit a fantastic triple, and Mosier put the ball in play, and it just didn't drop in, so it was a great game, a great end, a great rally, and just wish it could have ended a little different for us. But, told the girls afterwards, I said, see, this is how we can play. Let's, hopefully we can go out and continue to play like this.
Yeah, and then you, Coach, had mentioned the Sioux Falls Jefferson game, and Yankton got off to a nice start, 2 runs in the top of the first, and it was really just the bottom of the fifth that kind of did it for Yankton. 5 runs against Jefferson given up, but that's a really good Sioux Falls Jefferson team, and we always say that, Coach, with teams, like that's a really good, insert whatever team here. That's because Class AA is just so stacked, top to bottom.
Yeah, boy, I told somebody, I can't remember, there are 10 teams, the top 10 teams any of them could win it. It's just a matter of, who gets hot at the right moment and whose pitcher is good at the right moment. But we're hoping to be one of those top 8 that get in and then go from there and see what happens.
Right now, everyone, I'm assuming you guys, since you don't have games ahead of you, everyone's just kind of standings watching right now, essentially seeing what Rapid City Stevens does. They have a couple games left on their schedule. Yankton currently sitting in 8th in the SODAC 16 standings. Obviously, just really hoping to hold on to the 8th spot. And I'm not a mathematician, but you deal with math. Is it... what are we looking at for SODAC? Obviously, Rapid City Stevens could technically surpass Yankton, right?
I think so. PowerPoints and seeding, and there's so many things that come into play. Rapid City Stevens has 2 games left. They play Mitchell and Brookings, and I would guess if they end up beating Brookings, they will jump ahead of us, and we'll be heading out to Rapid City. So we're, I guess, becoming big Brookings fans this weekend because we would definitely like to host that game at home.
Go Bobcats. Never thought I would say that on the airwaves, but go Bobcats.
Right.
No, but Coach, it really has been a fun season. It's not over yet, regardless of hosting SODAC or traveling. I know the Gazelles will give it their all. And just as the regular season concludes, kind of where's the mindset at with this team right now? Just complete focus on the playoffs?
I told him last night, I said the nice thing is now everybody is 0-0, and it's a race to 4 wins. So I said, I hope you watching these last couple games where we competed hard and we're right in it. And, I hope that tells you that, hey, we got a chance to, just as good a chance as anybody else to go get a win and 4 wins and win this. So we've got to start with the first win to get in and then go see what happens.
Well, we will be keeping a close eye on it as well, Coach. Thanks for the brief talk here this morning, Coach's Corner. Again, we're recording this Friday, but playing it on Saturday. I hope you enjoy your graduation weekend, and I know a lot of those Gazelles graduating as well, so congratulations to them. And it's just always, this is one of the busiest weekends of the year for teachers, students alike, so I really hope that it is filled with fun for you and your family.
Yeah, it's exciting for our kids. Last night as we got off the bus after coming home, I told the girls, we're not going to practice today and enjoy graduation. We've got, 5 players that are graduating and our 2 managers. I said, this is a big weekend for you guys. Enjoy it. And we'll get back to practice on Monday and go win a game on Tuesday.
And we will talk next weekend. Or actually, we'll talk for the SODAC if it's here in Yankton, Coach, and that is the hope. And always appreciate the time that you give us. And, again, enjoy your weekend, okay?
All right. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate your coverage and all you guys do for Yankton High School and our athletes.
Again, that was me catching up with Coach Jill Muth of Yankton Gazelle Softball yesterday afternoon. I appreciate the time that she took to join us. Best of luck to the Yankton Gazelles as we are all watching the Brookings Bobcats to make sure they take down the Rapid City Stevens Raiders to ensure that the Yankton Gazelles will maintain their 8th seed in the SODAC 16. We'll take a break, come back, and continue here on the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
First Dakota National Bank has been paving financial futures since 1872. But when it comes to supporting a community, it takes more than experience. Financial planning takes a personal touch, which is why we offer a wide range of customizable options for personal, business, and ag banking. We've been doing banking longer than anyone else, but we're first because our goals have never changed. Helping local communities plan and reach their financial success has and always will be what we're here for. Member FDIC.
You feel awful. Stuffy nose, then runny nose, the sniffles too. You don't know what to take to make yourself feel better. This is Michael with Yankton Rexall. When you feel under the weather, you want relief, but there are a lot of over-the-counter choices. Some may even interfere with daily medications you're taking. At Yankton Rexall, our staff is here to help you make the best choice for your health. Yankton Rexall, your hometown pharmacy since 1923, located in the Meridian District.
There are a lot of benefits for your small business when you have a relationship with your locally owned and operated The UPS Store. I'm Doug Frederick, manager of the UPS Store of Yankton. Not only do we provide excellent customer service, but we also provide the necessary tools to help your small business thrive. We can help you with everything ing, printing, packing, copying, faxing, freighting, any ing your small business needs, even shredding, notarizing, mailboxing, every ing for your small business, and of course, shipping. The UPS Store of Yankton, across from Walmart.
Sports injuries can be the result of competitive activities, but can also happen by just participating in leisure activities too. If you're experiencing pain as the result of your chosen activity, consider chiropractic care. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. We have experienced chiropractors that work with sports injuries every day. Our treatment options are aimed to minimize pain, reduce recovery time, and reduce risk of future injuries. Visit First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
And welcome back to the Coach's Corner. This is Bryce Ladwig. I caught up with Coach Drew Lawrence of Yankton Bucks baseball yesterday afternoon in preparation for the show today. Of course, regionals happening today on KYNT and KYNT-TV. That's at Riverside Park. And a winner of that 4-team little tournament goes on to the state finals in Sioux Falls next week. It's a big regional tournament coming up. Winner take all, or, winner take the birth to state, if you will. But enough talking for me. Let's talk to Coach Drew Lawrence. This is my conversation with Coach Lawrence yesterday afternoon. All right, let's talk Yankton Bucks baseball. Join us on the Pizza Ranch phone line here this Friday afternoon. Coach Drew Lawrence. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Yep, appreciate you having me.
All right, regionals around the corner, or today as this is playing on Saturday. 4 teams here in Yankton at Riverside Field. Winner goes to the state finals up in Sioux Falls a week from now. And 4 very good teams. Obviously, Yankton, the number 2 seed. Then Sioux Falls, Jefferson, which we'll talk more about as we move on. Then Rapid City Central and Sturgis. A really good set of teams for regions.
Yeah, regions end up being all really good teams for high school baseball, and this is no different. If you look across the state, all regions are tough. And nobody can figure out who's going to end up coming out of each region. That's how good these games usually are on region Saturdays. I don't think that a 1 seed has ever won the state tournament coming out of it for high school baseball. Last year, Lincoln won it as a 7 seed, I believe they were. So yeah, the Saturday gets a little bit intense, a little bit fun, but not knowing is the fun part about it, I guess.
Well, let's talk about each of these teams briefly. I'm not asking you to go in depth on the rosters or anything because I know that you probably don't have that stuff in front of you anyway. But let's start with Rapid City Central, the team you're guaranteed to play to open things up. Haven't seen them this year, but those teams out west, sometimes they can surprise some people.
Yeah, Rapid City Central has struggled this year a little bit to put up some runs. But they've had a couple of games, if you look at their schedule, where they've played some really close games against some really good teams. And they've had leads late in games. And the other team has kind of escaped, I guess you would say. So we're not taking them lightly by any means, and we're going to go right at them because you never know. I mean, baseball's a funny game. Baseball doesn't care who's supposed to win the game on paper. So we'll go at them, and hopefully we have success.
And then Sturgis is a team, the number 7 seed, that has surprised some people, at least on the media part of it, with how well they've done this year. Not surprising that they have talent. They always do, but just they've really put together a solid campaign so far this year.
They have. That's going to be a very good game between Sturgis and Jefferson. I know Sturgis has a pitcher, Peters, that is going to Northern to pitch next year. So it's going to be one of those games where you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm glad that we're not playing in that one, and we get to hopefully watch that and play the next game. But I'll enjoy it.
And obviously, you're never looking ahead too far. But Sioux Falls, Jefferson, obviously in this regional as well. 0-3 on the season, but all 3 of those games, Coach Yankton has been in versus Sioux Falls, Jefferson. So if you're able to square up with them again, kind of what are you expecting?
Well, honestly, that's who we want to play. If we want if we want to claim that we are a top 4 team and deserve to be at state, then that's the team that we need to beat. We played them 3 times this year, and every game I felt like we should have left with the win, and we haven't. Now, they're good. They're really good. But we've had leads in all those games and just haven't been able to finish it off. So I think our players want to play them. But in my opinion, that's the team that we have to go after, and we kind of just need to see where we're at. Like, either we're deserving to be in the state tournament or we're not. So if it is Jefferson, we're looking forward to it. If it's Sturgis, we're looking forward to it. We're just happy to get the opportunity. We're very grateful to be able to host in Yankton and get the opportunity to play in front of our fans.
All right, Coach, who are you looking to throw out on the mound for these regionals?
Game 1, we're going to go with Isaiah Skelhaus. He's a senior who has come back from an injury from basketball, and I've said it before in shows that he's one of our guys that I know goes out there and competes. So he's going to throw against Central, and we expect him to do what he's always done and go out there and compete, like I said. And then Game 2, we're going to have Drew Reichen throw. I mean, Drew's been our guy. He's been our horse. He's over 40 innings so far this year, and he's a guy that we trust. Like, we know what we're going to get out of him, and our players play better behind him. So hopefully we can, Skelly can go out and get that first game, and then it sets us up pretty well for the second game, whether that's Sturgis or Jefferson.
Well, I'm looking forward to an excellent regional section or tournament, if you will, Coach. We'll talk to you in the post game, hopefully of 2 games, but for sure after Game 1 up at the press box at Riverside Field. Best of luck to you and the Yankton Bucks. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Again, that was my conversation with Coach Drew Lawrence of Yankton Bucks Baseball yesterday afternoon in preparation for today's show. Always appreciate the time that he takes to talk with us, and good luck to the Yankton Bucks at the regionals. Of course, that will be on KYNT and KYNTV with myself in like an hour or so. So, got to get over to Riverside Field. This is the Coach's Corner. Good morning.
Bring the crew to Pizza Ranch in Yankton. This is Annie, and we have legendary pizza and chicken just waiting for you on our buffet. Let us know what you're craving, and we'll make it fresh and bring you the first slice. Or let us deliver right to your front door. Your locally owned Yankton Pizza Ranch on Broadway, 665-1222.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch. Whoa, that's good.
Are you new to the Yankton area, or have you lived here your entire life and just bought that house in the corner you've loved since you were a kid? Have an agent that lives, works, and raises their family right alongside of you. You may know me. I'm Skylar Sherman with Missouri River Associates in Yankton. Give me a call or even stop me in the store, and let's set up a time and make sure all of your insurance policies are right.
Missouri River Associates, 605-665-6885.
Spring is the perfect time of year to start upgrading your home. And what better place to start than with your garage doors? This is Cody Miles, owner of Upper Midwest Garage Door. We offer a wide variety of American-made, unique Clopay garage doors, free in-home consultations, a digital preview of the new garage doors on your home, and the expert small-town service you deserve. Home improvement season is here. Get started today with your local independent Clopay dealer. Give us a call, stop by, or learn more at uppermidwestgaragedoor.com.
SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab in Yankton has a newer research-based mindset when it comes to treating musculoskeletal aches and pains. We take the time to figure out where the pain is coming from and educate our patients on what they can do to improve their functional range of motion. We administer a range of treatments and preventative approaches that are customized to each individual patient and their health goals. Visit us on our website at swatchiropracticandrehab.com. When you need to feel better, visit SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab out by the lake on West Highway 52.
All right, welcome back to the KYNT Studios, 1019 Broadway Avenue. Thanks to all of our coaches for joining us today. I have to get things wrapped up. I have to head over to Riverside Field for Yankton Baseball Regions. It should be fun. Hopefully they have a big victory today and can punch their ticket to the state tournament. Thanks to all the coaches who joined me on the Pizza Ranch phone line, all of our sponsors for making this show possible, but most importantly to you, the listener or viewer, whether it be on KYNT or KYNTV. I always appreciate it, and I'm just glad that we get to cover Yankton High School athletics. Go Bucks, go Gazelles, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. Congratulations to all the graduates of Yankton High School from